Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And as you can see from my last video, I messed up my new ATS25 Ultra radio that Thomas sent me. And I got the menus back into English, but I couldn't get rid of these pastel colors. And they are horrible. I don't know why anybody would use these pastel colors. So I've been searching the internet looking for number one, the firmware that was in the radio before I updated the firmware. And I haven't been able to find that. Or some other firmware. Well, I found it and it solved my problem. So I'm going to go to their webpage. Let me close this down. And this is their webpage. It's Golden Radio. Gold, golden-radio.com. And these page here is the features of this firmware for the radios. And it's for the whole line, at least most of the ATS25 radios, including my radio that I've got from Thomas, which is the Ultra. Now, I have most of the ATS25 radios. So I've done videos on this one, but this is the latest radio with the latest features. And Golden Radio goes beyond that and enhances these features and adds more. So what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to quickly go through their webpage that shows you the things that it changes and enhances. Okay. So here are some of the radios that it will work on, including now the Ultra. And here's reasons why to choose Golden Radio. Ultra fast FT2 decoding. That's a newer digital mode for amateur radio operators. Superior FT8, another decoding analog digital data on the amateur bands. Instant country identification. True portable digital modes, and in CW, RTTY, visual signal. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Okay, and then it has an easier band selection than the original firmware. And of course, this radio will cover FM, medium wave, long wave, and short wave, and airband. And here's a nice sub menus that you get with this firmware to find the band you want. Has improved frequent display with more information, such as, see this right here, this is identifying what station is on this frequency. You can load, using the firmware, you can load the EIB database and then scan through it and click on an entry in the database and it will tune that frequency. And then it will also show you on that display the information about that particular station. They've enhanced the spectrum display, both the audio and the digital. And here it talks about the RDS decoding. Right here is where it decodes. The windows are different, somewhat, I say windows, I mean each of these blocks are a little different and improved than what's in the original firmware that comes with the radio. Band indicators. And a lot of things now that you had to go to a menu system on the original firmware, now you can do on screen, such as change the squelch level and things like that. There's the FT2 decoder in action, FT8. CW, this thing does everything. And the displays are really nice. RTTY, there's where it's decoded. RTTY. Direct tuning for frequency. And then here's where I was talking about. You can do things on the screen here, such as select the mode, AM, FM, so on. Change the step size. And here's the integrated database. So you can go to one of the buttons, which is EIBI, and load the database. And then once it's downloaded from the internet, complete database, then you can scroll through that database. And this is a feature I like. You can turn on this little button here, and it will show you only the stations that are broadcasting at the time you're using the radio. If this is off, then they're in green, and I believe the other ones that are not on the air that are in the database are in yellow, I believe. Here's the personal settings for display and stuff like that. Here's the Wi-Fi management screen. I'll be showing you this live on the radio itself in the next video. Memory management. You can actually type in titles to the memory locations you save. Now, it does not have, at this time, I contacted them. They said they're working on it. It doesn't have ATS, automatic tuning and storing, but they're working on it. And this is, you can get a trial version of this to use in your radio. Now, what they do, and I think I showed it in the previous show I did, is they have a set of steps on their website to do the installation. And the first step in that is an option to save your existing configuration, existing firmware. So you back that up and you just click on the screen. Now your computer has to be connected. I mean, your radio has to be connected to your computer via your USB port. So then you can save your existing configuration in case you don't, for some reason, like theirs, which I don't know why that would be. And then the next step is you download and install into your radio their firmware. And it's a trial version, and it has all of, right here, it says all the features are available, but the session being when you turn the radio on, is limited. I don't know what the number is. It's several minutes, probably 5 or 10 minutes. But then when that time elapses, then you have to turn the radio off to reset that timer and then back on, and then you're good for another, I don't know what the time is, 5, 10 minutes. And then, of course, when you buy an activation key, then that goes away and you can use it as much as you want. Now, I did ask them, since I have almost all of the ATS25 radios, I asked them if I have to buy a key for each radio, and the answer was yes, of course. It makes sense. Otherwise, I could give away keys. But I just keep using my key over and over again. So you have to have a key for each radio. I think that's about it. Here's how you activate once you get the key. And I think, I don't recall how much the activation key cost. They sent me an email and told me, and I will put down in the comments of this video a link to this page and the cost for a key. I was fortunate enough that they sent me a key to demonstrate their software. That's about it. If you have any questions, please leave in a comment. I'm literally looking forward to testing out this radio, especially with this new firmware. I didn't really, and I didn't get to use it very much. I didn't really not like the original firmware. It's just it led me down that path of an easy click a button in the firmware to upgrade to firmware. And I went down that rabbit hole and boom, that was a disaster. So luckily these people have gotten me out of that disaster and I'm moving forward. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I wish you would. We're heading to 20,000 subscribers. That would be nice. And have a great day. Bye-bye.